A question I'll commonly get after a crash in New Orleans when a client comes in is, hey, I have health insurance. Will my health insurance help cover the costs associated with all of this? I went to the emergency room, I had an ambulance ride, I had to go to my primary care physician, etc. And the short of it is that yes, your health insurance should cover those expenses. And the reason why I use the word should is that quite often they may pay the claim up front, but when they review the actual medical coding, what a lot of people don't understand is when you go to the doctor and that doctor is diagnosing you based upon what you're saying, hey, I'm here because I was in a car crash and I've got a hurt neck, my back hurts. That doctor, when they're filling out those records, is actually coding your file that you're a patient in their office or at the hospital as a result of a motor vehicle accident. And your health insurance is going to pick up on that. And to date, I've never seen a health insurance policy that doesn't have some sort of language in it that says if the reason why we paid the claim is as a result of somebody else's fault, a car accident, then we as your health insurance have a right to be reimbursed for the payments that we've made as a result. Often they'll also have what's called coordination of benefits clauses, meaning that, hey, if the reason why you presented to the hospital or the doctor is a result of an incident that's somebody else's fault, then we have a right to coordinate benefits with the at-fault person's insurance or maybe your insurance on your car. If you have medical payments coverage, for example, under your own policy, typically there would be contractual language that says MedPay pays first, then the health insurance would pay second. Those are all things that a good attorney, if you obviously contact us and retain us to represent you, we'll work through all those issues for you. And it's something to be aware of because there are some insurance companies, health insurance companies, that will never knock on your door to seek a penny back. But then there are those that if they paid out 2 cents on a claim that wasn't their responsibility to pay in the first second, they want that 2 cents back. And that's something you need to take into consideration as you move forward for your care, that, hey, I may have an obligation to pay my health insurer back because if you settle a claim without properly dotting that I and crossing the T and protecting the health insurer's interests or reimbursing them, it can impact your right to your health insurance benefits moving forward. Typically what they would do is they would look at how much they could have been reimbursed, and they may say, okay, for the next X dollars in claims that are submitted to us for your medical care, we're not paying anything. You're responsible. And that's how they're going to get that reimbursement through that offset. So, yes, the health insurance should take care of it. The question really depends upon whether they're going to seek what we call subrogation, reimbursement, as a part of the claims process, or they may have a coordination of benefits clause, which may slow down the process in which they pay the claim. But you absolutely have a right to use your health insurance. You just have to take those other two things into consideration as the claim moves forward. It's very important after a crash, when you have all these issues, not only issues with the other person's insurance, your health insurance, to have somebody there that understands the process and understands that if you had health insurance and it made payments. And certainly a lot of people have health insurance through government funded programs, Medicare and Medicaid. You absolutely need to be careful with Medicare and Medicaid because they have what's in our industry is called a super lien, a right to first dollar. And if you don't handle that correctly, it could severely impact your rights moving forward to your health coverage. The insurance companies, especially Medicare and Medicaid, health insurance companies, do typically have the right to be reimbursed. And it's something that needs to be taken into consideration because you could settle for a quick buck with the other driver's insurance only to find out that you have to pay the lion's share of that back to some insurance company, your health insurance, Medicare, and Medicaid, and then you're left there with next to nothing. A good attorney, for example, in our office, when we deal with private health insurance or Medicare, not so much with Medicaid because we don't have the same leverage, we will negotiate with them. We'll say, okay, you paid $5,000, for example, as a result of this crash from my client's care, but now my client had to hire me to pursue the at-fault party to recover money that you're going to benefit from. Why should you get 100 cents on the dollar back? You need to reduce that claim for reimbursement in recognition of the cost that my client incurred to recover money that you're going to benefit from. And we'll have those conversations and we'll negotiate those numbers down. to our client's maximum benefit. Whereas if you don't have the knowledge that you have, and often in some circumstances, the absolute legal right to a reduction, they'll take advantage of you and they won't let you know, and they'll take 100 cents on the dollar back. So these are all things that can come up, following an accident, especially when you've used private health insurance or any of the government fund, programs, Medicare, Medicaid. If you're a veteran, veterans benefits, or TRICARE if you're a member of the military or the active or reserves and use TRICARE benefits. All things that need to be taken into consideration as part of the claim process. If you've been involved in an accident in New Orleans area and you have questions about your own health insurance, what do I need to consider? Happy to chat with you about that. All you need to do is give our office a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. We'll do everything that we can to help.